Welcome to my channel, students. Today in our class we are going to discuss about the master slave based edge triggered register. So in the previous section of video itself we discussed about the positive latch and negative latch concepts and what is latch, how it works. So for having a clear idea, you just go through the previous video, students. So in this section we'll discuss about a formation of a register, that is how to form a register with the help of those latches. Generally we know that the register consists of cascading of a negative cascading of a latch. That means you can use many latches to form a register. So here we form this edge triggered register with the help of a negative latch and a positive latch. Whereas the positive latch, the negative latch works as a master latch. So here you can see one is master. So this one, so the master latch, and the another is your slave latch. Okay. So the master latch is nothing but a negative latch, and then the slave latch is a positive latch. Okay, so by combining a negative latch and then a positive latch, we have formed a edge triggered register. Okay, why we call it as edge triggered register, that you will come to know at the end of this video. And now we'll see how this master slave edge triggered register works. Okay, so this is actually a mux based configuration that you are seeing, no, the diagram. So we'll look at the clock signals, flow of clock signals, and then the outputs. So let us first consider when the clock signal is low, what happens. When the clock is low, that means clock is 0. So here clock 0 and here also clock 0 simultaneously. Okay. When the clock is low, the master stage will come to transparent mode. How? Because this is a negative latch, correct? So in a negative latch, we know that the latch will sample when it is given a low clock signal. That means when the clock signal is low, the master latch, that is a negative latch, starts sampling the data, that is at the input side. So it starts sampling the data at D, and then the data is D is passed on to QM output. So your data is sampled and then QM output is produced because the master latch is now in transparent mode. We know very well that a latch which is in transparent mode can able to conduct, that is it can able to pass the data. Okay, and then what is the condition of the slave latch then? So at the same time we provided clock 0 to the slave latch, and then we know that slave latch is a positive latch. So for a positive latch, the clock signal, when the clock signal is low, so the positive latch will go into a hold mode. Okay, so because for positive latch, to make it as a transparent mode, we have to give a clock high signal, but now clock low is given. So under clock low signal, so the positive latch can only go into hold mode. So the feedback loop is enabled, and then whatever the previous data, so that is held with the slave latch itself, that is at the Q position, whatever is the previous value, that is held. Okay, so the slave latch will not sample any new data at this time. So when the clock is low, both the transistors, we'll see both the transistors operation. So the master latch is in transparent mode, it passes the data, it copies the data D to QM. At the same time, the slave latch is in hold mode because it is a positive latch. So it holds the data, previous data of Q in the Q output. Okay. So this is what happens when the clock is low. At the same time, when the clock is high, so now we'll change the operation by changing the clock cycle. So when the clock is high, so I am changing to clock high. That means now my clock is high. What will happen to the circuit? So first you check the operation of master latch. So the master latch, being a negative latch, it gets a clock high. So at that time what will happen? So for a negative latch, when the clock is high, that negative latch will go into hold mode. That means it can't sample any new data. That means that whatever is the data D available cannot be copied to QM at this moment. What can happen is only the data that is available in QM, already some data is available in QM, no, only that QM data can be held here. That means the loop is enabled and then the latch holds the QM value, that's all. Okay, so no new data is copied now. So that's why we call that the master now goes into a hold mode. So the master is now hold mode. At the same time, we will check what happens to the slave mode. So the slave latch. So the slave latch being a positive latch. So we know that the clock is high now. So for a positive latch, when the clock is high, I said clearly that the data that is available at the input is copied to output. So here your data QM is available at the input of the slave latch. So the clock is also high. So that QM is passed on to or copied to Q. So your Q will now produce, at Q you will be producing the output. So when you are producing the output, when the clock is high. So I think now you would have understood why we call this register as a positive edge triggered register, because from the register, so by combining the master latch and slave latch we formed a register. So that register passes the data D to Q only at the clock signal high. Only when the clock is high, at that time only the D input is coming as an output at Q. Understood? So that's why we call this as a positive edge triggered register. Okay, so now we'll see the same thing with the help of this timing cycle. So you'll understand it very well if you see the timing diagram. So for understanding purpose, I'm just enlarging this. Okay, so now first let us look the operation when the clock is low. So we have a clock signal. See what is the diagram? So in this diagram we have a proper interval clock signal, and then we have a data D. A data D is taken randomly, and then QM is the output of master stage, and Q signal is the output of slave stage. That is the final output of the register also. Okay, so now when the clock is low, what happens? So the data, actually what should happen is, whenever the clock is high, positive, at that time your Q, that means your register must produce a output signal. That is whatever data D that must be produced at the Q. Okay, so now we'll see when clock is low what happens. That is what we first discussed. When during clock low cycle, we know that the master stage is active. That means it is in transparent mode. So whatever the data D at that time, so at this moment of D, I have this data. Okay, so when the clock is low, I'm having this data D. So that data will be copied. You just see the time interval, only that duration. When clock is low, that duration. So in that particular duration, the data D is copied to QM. Okay, so whatever is the data D, that is as such copied to QM. So this is what happening when clock is low. Okay, so at the same clock cycle, what is happening to the slave Q? You just see what is the value of Q. I said already that the Q will maintain the previous output value. So we don't know what is the previous output value. So it may be a stable high or a stable low value. So we just draw either stable high or stable low. That means a stable output. It is maintaining a stable output which it holds previously. So that is, we know clearly under clock cycle, when the clock is low, the slave is in hold mode. So it just holds the data. Okay, and then next we'll look into the operation of whenever the clock is high. When the clock is high, what happens? So when the clock is high, at that time, you see the master or latches output. So I said that when the clock is high, the master will go into hold mode. Okay, that means it will maintain whatever the previous value, it held no. So see here, when the clock is high, you see the QM value. The QM is nothing but it is just the stable output of the previous stage. Previously, whatever the output you had no, that means it may be a 0 or 1. So that QM value will be maintained here. Okay. So that QM is held stable. That means you have to draw a line that says that your latch is in hold mode. It is holding the data. Okay. Holding the previous data. Okay. Okay. So then when clock is low, master is holding the data. So the hold signal is drawn. And then at the same time when clock is high, the slave is now in transparent mode. So under transparent mode, what data it has to copy? The QM data will be copied to Q. What is QM? In QM, what is available? So when clock is high, in QM we have a stable output signal. See here. In QM, what is the thing? We have a stable signal. No. So that signal is copied to Q. So that signal is copied to Q. And then you see the operation in the next low clock cycle. Whenever the clock cycle is low again, at that time what will happen? So you just see the master latch. When the clock is low, master's work is to copy the data D. So here is the data D. So that data will be copied to QM. Yes. So QM is having the same pattern of data D. Okay. And then at the same time slave, what is the work of slave? Slave will be in hold mode. That means it may be either high or it may be either low value. So slave is in hold mode. So it just holds the previous data, whether it either a low signal or a high signal. It just holds. So like this, a positive edge triggered register works. So I think now you would have got an idea about why we call it as positive edge triggered register. And similarly, if we want to create a negative edge triggered register, what shall we do? You just take a time and tell me the answer. If you hold this video for a while and think you can able to find out the answer. So, okay, I'll tell the answer. So actually we can able to form a negative edge triggered register just by changing the order of these latches. That means now I used a negative latch as a master and then positive latch as a slave. If I want to make a negative edge triggered register, I have to use a positive latch as a master and negative latch as a register as a slave. So while doing that, at the negative edge of the clock cycle, you will be getting the Q output. That means the data D, whatever is your data D, your Q will be giving output only at the negative clock cycle. That means when the clock is low. Okay. So now what we are getting? Only during the positive half cycle, we are getting a Q output. Correct? No. So we are getting the Q output only during the positive half cycle. And in other low clock cycle and all, your output is stably maintained. So this is what the working of a positive edge triggered register based on master slave configuration. In the next video, we will be discussing about the same master slave edge triggered register as a transistor level implementation. Thank you, students.